What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Milwaukee Brewers franchise in MLB The Show 17. And today, the Milwaukee Brewers are hosting the Toronto Blue Jays in Miller Park. Open with Willie Peralta on the mound versus Marcus Stroman. And this is going to be the perfect way to wrap up the two franchises to transition fully into MLB The Show 17. As I've said before, I'll probably be posting the Blue Jays franchise again at some point. But for now, we're doing the Brewers franchise. And obviously, we used the Blue Jays all of last season. And we hope to continue with them as we'll be continuing the franchise, I just said. And these two teams are last year's team versus this year's team. So perfect transition. Anyway, runners on the corners now for Josh Donaldson. Gonna ground into a double play. However, the runner, Devin Travis, at third is going to end up going home. So the Blue Jays jump out to an early 1-0 lead. And now Ryan Braun up to bat now in the bottom of the first after Jonathan Villar struck out to begin the game. What else would a Brewers hitter do? And Ryan Braun's going to hit this one right past the first baseman, Justin Smoke, out into right field. And now Eric Thames is going to be up to bat. 3-1 count, 1 out. Ryan Braun on first, and he smokes this one. No doubt about that one. That is absolutely gone as Eric Thames continues his hot start to the year and his return to Major League Baseball after being in, I believe, Korea last season. He's hitting almost 300 this season. Has a 850 plus OPS and is leading the Brewers in home runs despite the fact that the Brewers have Ryan Braun on the roster. Steve Pearce now hitting this one right past the glove of Hernan Perez, and he is going to get on first. So the Blue Jays kind of strike back here now, top of the second, still no outs. 3-2 count for Tulo, and he is going to rip that one right up the middle. Nice hit for him. Runners on first and second now with no outs, and you got to worry about the situation if you're a team like Milwaukee, is they do not have the greatest pitching staff in the world. Chris Coghlan now at the bat, and that is a ball. Didn't swing at the changeup, but Jet Bandy could not field that one as a wild pitch. And now it's a full count against Chris Coghlan, and this one goes right past Eric Thames, and that is going to drive in two. And Domingo Santana probably could have gotten a runner at home, but he had to bump up against the wall right there. So 3-2 lead for Toronto once again. Now Ryan Braun up to bat, bottom of the third, and he lashes this one right up the middle. So 2-for-2 start to the day for Ryan Braun, who's been struggling this season. Has an OPS under 700, but hopefully he can turn things around. It's still quite a ways to go, only a month and a half into the season. But Eric Thames once again, and he has a 2-for-2 day for himself as well. Not quite the home run that he hit last time, but it's a single. And runners are on first and second now for Travis Shaw. No outs, full count for him. And he is going to hit one over the head of the left fielder. I believe that's Steve Pearce out in left field. And a base running error right here as the Brewers tried to send one home. Now they're going to try to return all, but the runner doesn't go back from third to second, and he just stands there. So the catcher is going to tag him out, as I don't know what that was. I tried to return all, and for some reason the runner just did not return from third to second. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, Hernan Perez now 2 outs. He is going to draw a walk off Marcus Stroman, and Anthony goes. Bases loaded, 1-2 count for him, and that was a hanging curveball. You cannot hang it over the middle like that. That is just a dead giveaway. Double for Anthony Ghost, going to drive home 2. Probably could have drove home all 3 if we had sent the runner, because the catcher was way off of the plate. So probably could have a 5-3 lead right now, but instead going to settle for a 4-3 lead. And now a error by Eric Thames on the catch. A nice throw over from third base by Travis Shaw. Not the strongest arm in the world, but that's going to allow Kevin Pillar to get on. And now Jose Bautista up to bat, and he is going to hit this one all the way to the fence. And Kevin Pillar is going to be going for home on this one, and the throw's not even to the relay man by the time he crosses the plate. Another run for Toronto, as it's a 4-4 game now. Up here in the top of the 7th, still a tie game, and that one's going to be hit out into left field. And that is, I believe, Justin Smoke who's going to get that one. And Willie Peralta is still in the game, trying to get this strikeout right here on a 1-2 count. But Russell Martin lifts one. It's carrying, and it gets just enough height to get out of here. A home run for Russell Martin, and that would be the end of Willie Peralta's day, as we left him in just a little bit too long. Had a couple of weak moments, but overall I thought had a pretty solid game. Anyway, Jared Hughes in the game now, and he is going to walk Ezequiel Carrera. They're still in the top of the 7th. And then Devin Travis lines out, and Eric Thames dives and gets the runner at first, and you're going to see a replay in just a moment. Eric Thames, not the best defensive player, but what a play right here, as he is going to catch the line out. A little bit of a late reaction. He's going to dive and tag Ezequiel Carrera, and I thought he got back to the plate, but the play would not be challenged, and it would stand as called. Anyway, 1-1 count now, next at bat for Domingo Santana, and he is going to smoke this one, no doubt about that one. Solo shot for him, and it is going to be a 6-5 game, still in favor of the Blue Jays, but a little bit easier for the Brewers to be able to come back. And you've seen they have a very potent offense, a lot of good hitters, but just have not had the pitching to back it up. Hernan Perez now going to draw a walk, borderline call right there on the pitch from Dominic Leone. And now Keon Broxton is going to be entering the game as the Blue Jays will bring in J.P. Howell. And Keon Broxton, obviously a skill hitter against lefties. We have not faced one as a starter so far this season, so he hasn't played. And that's a hanging ball right there. And there is no way that was ever going to not leave the park. You can't leave it over the middle against a guy like Keon Broxton, who has great plate discipline. And he got the exact pitch that he wanted right there. And it was just absolutely gone. As we have not seen Keon Broxton in the starting lineup yet, but hopefully we'll get to face a lefty at some point this season. Just the matchups haven't really favored it yet. Anyway, 6-7 lead now for the Brewers as Troy Tulowitzki is going to take this one out into right, but Domingo Santana lost it in the sun, thought he had it, and Tulo is going to get a triple out of that one. Very bad defensive play by Domingo Santana right there. Really just a victim of the sun. If you were playing with a closed roof, it might not happen. But Chris Coughlin is just going to lazily fly this one, almost not even caught in center field by Anthony Gose. He gets there at the last second. He's going to throw to home, but the throw is way off. Not the greatest arm in center field. Not even the greatest player. He's actually kind of struggled this season. But anyway, that would tie the game up. And now we are on to extras. It's the top of the 11th. And this is going to get started off by Josh Donaldson, who hits a double all the way to the gap. And now Jose Bautista with a runner on second. And he is going to hit a double. And that is going to untie this game. The Blue Jays are going to take a 8-7 lead now over the Brewers, as Bautista is in second very safely. And now Steve Pearce is up to bat. A little excuse me swing. It is going to get him on base, though, as Jonathan Villar could not really charge the ball in time on that play. And now it is going to bring up Ryan Goins, and he is going to draw a walk. The play is not properly handled by Jet Bandy, though, and that is going to allow a run. Runners on first and second now. It's a 9-7 lead. Chris Coughlin swinging at that one, and he is going to load the bases as not a great extra inning showing from Milwaukee right here after blowing the lead late. And now Russell Martin is going to hit a sac fly, which is going to get the first out of the inning. The Brewers did not get an out before this even, but the Blue Jays have already scored 3 runs in the 11th inning. And Milwaukee's chances are really not looking good here. Carlos Torres still in the game, and that is going to be grounded to first. Eric Thames only going to be able to step on to first, could not go to second. Probably should have gone to second first, but did not choose to do so, so didn't have the chance. But it's going to probably, I believe that drove home a run. And now Devin Travis is going to lash this one out into center, and that's going to drive home another run. Blue Jays score 5 runs in the top of the 10th inning. I think I've been saying it's the 11th inning, but it's not. And Kevin Pillar is finally going to fly out to end the misery. Carlos Torres, not a great showing, but all of our good relievers have been used by this point. Jared Hughes had been used, Corey Nebel had been used, and Neftali Feliz blew the save in the top of the 9th. So it really wasn't his fault, it was an error. But the Brewers are not out of it yet. They get a hit from Jonathan Villar right there, and now Ryan Braun swinging right through that one. Jonathan Villar was taken off on the 3-2 pitch, and he is going to take second. Ryan Braun missed a huge chance right there, a slider right over the middle. Eric Thames now 1-1 count, runner on second, 2 outs, and he is going to hit this one up the middle. Jonathan Villar is going to get a run back. However, it's going to be very difficult with 2 outs as the Brewers cannot make a single mistake now. And this is going to be Travis Shaw up to bat. 1 strike away from ending this game for Jason Grilli, and Travis Shaw is going to extend this game. A single out into right field, and that is going to bring up Domingo Santana as the next batter. And he already hit a home run in this game. We'll see if he can do it again. 3-1 count favoring him as Joe Smith came in the game, and he just got under that one a little bit too far. We'll see if it can be handled in left field, and a tough catch, but it is going to be made, and the Blue Jays are going to come out on top in this one, scoring 5 runs in the top of the 10th inning, and ultimately coming back in a game where Milwaukee really outplayed them. Unfortunately, a couple of bad mistakes, the error by Thames and the error by Domingo Santana in right field, where he lost the ball in the sun, really just hurt the Brewers' chances in this one, and things kind of snowballed once they got a little bit unlucky in the top of the 10th inning. Just not a lot you can do about losses like this. bad teams find ways to lose, and that was exactly what happened in the case of Milwaukee today. Is they got 17 hits and still lost. 5 runs in the top of the 10th for Toronto, as I've said, and it's a 12-8 final for this game. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode is going to be the draft and a recap of the first 2 months of 2017. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time for more Brewers franchise in MLB The Show 17.